Okay, and without any further ado, look, welcome Campbell Elton to day 2 of the Sales Academy. And for those of you who don't know who Campbell Elton is, Campbell is the co-founder of KnowledgeAccess, a registered training organisation specialising in RPL, which is recognition of prior learning for management qualifications. Now, Campbell is a passionate believer in the power of recognition to build confidence, competence and productivity. And welcome here today, Campbell. When was the last time you were involved in Sales Academy?
Thanks, Jamie, and hi, everyone. Yeah, look, I've been a participant in Sales Academy, and then I helped to facilitate Sales Academy around 6 years ago now. And it's a wonderful program that really imparts critical, actionable skills and knowledge that you can take away and start putting into place.
Terrific. Well, we've seen evidence of that with Leadership Academy, and we love the way that you're looking at many of our participants and then doing an evidence audit to see if they qualify for a diploma or an advanced diploma of leadership and management. So my question is, for those who are involved in Sales Academy, is the same process of RPL, is that still possible?
Great question. So I want to start by saying that everything you do at work is evidence of something. Hopefully it's all evidence of good somethings in terms of positive, helpful, driving profit and joy. But 100% yes, all of this teachings, learnings that you then put into action in the workplace is valuable evidence and can lead towards units of competency.
And how important is this concept of recognition? I mean, you've been an ambassador of this for years, and some of the research indicates the power of it. I mean, why is it so important?
Great question. And I think it's important both to the recipient of the qualification or the unit of competency. And even more importantly, what we have found is that qualifications and units of competency gained through recognition of prior learning can be more valuable than one's gained in the classroom. What I mean by that is when you gain a qualification or you go and study in a classroom and then do scenario-based challenge tests and pass those tests, that proves that you have the skills and knowledge in a scenario. Recognition of prior learning means that you provide evidence from your workplace, which means that when you gain the qualification or unit of competency, it means that you've demonstrated the competency in the real world.
Okay, so for the purposes of the 2-day sales program we've been going through this week, what is something that would tie into your RPL process?
Fantastic. Yep. So it'll be units like customer service units, lead and manage a sales team, manage a sales plan. And so thinking about those things, it's all of the activities that you do to go from prospecting all the way through to the completion of a sale, but then also managing the follow-up of the sale, managing that account, nurturing the account for more and more sales. So what does evidence look like? Evidence is everything from screenshots of your Outlook calendar or photos of your diary where you're doing the meetings, those plans that you put in place thinking about what does this client need, client proposals, feedback from the client, so email strings to and from the client where you might be negotiating parts of the deal. Literally everything that you write down or record that's to do with managing an account is valuable evidence.
Okay, terrific. So is my understanding right when I hear that having, say if we look at the diploma or the advanced diploma in leadership and management, that they are of the same standing as a diploma or advanced diploma obtained via this RPL process? Is that correct?
Yeah, it certainly is. So it's identical. The unit of competency and the qualification itself is identical regardless from which institution you obtain it. So for example, a TAFE, like TAFE New South Wales or Queensland TAFE, the Australian Institute of Management or KnowledgeAccess, the criteria to which you're assessed is identical. The beauty of RPL, however, and the added benefit of RPL is you've demonstrated that you've have the skills and knowledge in the real world, in the workplace, not just in a classroom.
Great. So it sounds like there are a few benefits there. I'm not having to spend hours and hours in a classroom over 12 months, hundreds of hours of study and read thousands of pages of text as part of that. I'm applying it in the real world at my place of employment. Well, that sounds very attractive. What's the next step then? I hear you've got is there a survey monkey that can assess where someone's at? If someone wanted to be a part of this, either someone on Sales Academy, someone on Leadership Academy, or indeed someone who's had 5 years experience in the workplace, what would be the next step?
Yep, so the KnowledgeAccess questionnaire, that will help us to determine, and you to determine, where your level of understanding of the skills and knowledge are. That's the first step. And then a current or recent resume and position description helps build the story of your skills and knowledge as well.
All right, so there's a couple of interactions in a Zoom room where you might say, here's the Survey Monkey questionnaire, here are the gaps. Now go and seek out this information either in your laptop or in the training that you're doing with whoever, whether it's Jam Train or another organization. Is that the process?
It certainly is. So typically what happens is we'll have a 15 to 20 minute Zoom catch up at the very beginning once you've done the questionnaire. And we can go through the questionnaire to determine, is there any gaps in knowledge or are there any gaps in evidence? Gaps in knowledge means I'm not sure what that is, and your professional development training with Jam Train or another provider will help coach you and teach you those skills. If there's a gap in evidence, that's something like, I know what a sales plan is, I've created many of them, I don't have one currently. Well then, of course, you can just then go and create that and submit that as evidence.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so here's the final question, I guess, if and it's an obvious one, is how much does this cost? I mean, I know if I Google TAFE courses, leadership courses, that are 12 months for a diploma, for example, you're looking at, I think the average price is $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000 for that program. Some are higher than that, as we know. Compared to that, is it the same? Is it less? Is it more? What is it?
Yep, so there's two costs that you want to consider. Clearly, the headline cost is the dollars. So the dollars are significantly less. So for a diploma level qualification, you're looking at $1,495. But the really significant cost saving is in your time. If you were to go and study a diploma level qualification, you're talking about 400 hours of study and completing assignments and scenarios and so on. Typically, you're talking 5 to 10 hours to gain a diploma through recognition of prior learning.
And then if there are any gaps, we can train to those gaps. I understand you don't train to those gaps as an RTO, but another provider that you partner with can. Is that correct?
100% correct.
All right, brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much, Campbell. I see as I get the questions come through to us by the end of the day, I'll feed those through to you. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Campbell@knowledgeaccess.com.au.
Brilliant. Well, thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the Jam Train next time.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.